Welcome to our English idioms test. Now, if you can score 19 out of 20 on this test, I would say you're definitely fluent, or at least your English is at a very high level. So keep track of your score as you go along, and don't worry if your score is a lot lower because you're going to learn a lot in this class. And this class is going to advance from beginner, intermediate, advanced, and super advanced. And that's why I said if you can score 19 out of 20, because the final questions will be in the super advanced category. So let's start the test. Are you ready? So we'll do our beginner level, of course. Now, this is beginner also because the style. You get to choose from a list of options. So right there, you have a percentage of getting it right because there are different options. So here are your options. So you just have to choose A, B, or C. Yes, this is beginner, but remember, we're going to progress to intermediate, advanced, super advanced. Question 1, I'm over the moon today. The idiom, you need to recognize the idiom, of course. The idiom is to be over the moon. And that means A, I'm extremely happy. B, I feel dizzy. C, I'm very tired. What do you think? Well, this is beginner, so I am glad that I see a lot of correct answers in the comment section. That's awesome. And you are right. It means I'm extremely happy. So hopefully you're over the moon today. If you are, put that's right, put that's right in the comments. If you're over the moon, I'm certainly over the moon because I love spending this time with you and helping you improve your English. Now let's keep going. Question 2. She's feeling under the weather. A, she's feeling sick. Sorry, she's feeling cold. B, she's feeling sick. C, she's feeling tired. What do you think? We have some correct answers in the comments here. Okay, Sahar got it. Ashna. Oh, Helen. There you go, Helen. It moves very quickly on me. Okay, yes, she's feeling sick. She's feeling under the weather. So the idiom is to be because we have our verb to be. She is to be. She's feeling under the weather. She's feeling sick. Okay. Now let's keep going. Question 3. Let's break the ice with a quick game. The idiom is A, ease tension. Let's ease tension with a quick game. B, let's shatter something with a quick game. Or C, let's eat something cold with a quick game. What do you think? To break the ice. It seems like my smart students got it in the comments. What about you? Did you get it? The answer is A. So to break the ice, this is commonly used. Let's say you are meeting as a team for the first time. You have some new employees. You're meeting people you don't know, even at a social situation like a party. You want to break the ice because it can be awkward. So you want to ease the tension that people have when it's a group of strangers coming together. Let's break the ice. And how can you do that? With a quick game, like share a fun fact about yourself. Okay, question 4. They finally saw eye to eye on the marketing strategy. A, understood the technical details. B, reached an agreement. Or C, met face to face. What do you think? And good morning to you, Backpack View, or good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Okay, I see a lot of answers coming in. You can also put what question you're on. So example, 4, you can say 4A, 4B, 4C, because I don't know what stage students are when they're watching this. But the correct answer is Adrian got it. Lordu got it. Yes, reached an agreement. They finally reached an agreement. So to see eye to eye is the idiom. Of course, it's conjugated. They reached an agreement. Let's keep going. This is the last question in the beginner section, and then it's going to get more difficult. Question 5. Who spilled the beans about the surprise party? Who A, cleaned up the mess? Who B, who cooked the food? Or C, who revealed the secret? What do you think? I see some correct answers. This is a fun idiom for sure. And Ashna got it. Who revealed the secret? So who spilled the beans? If you're having a surprise party and it's for your friend, but then your friend knows. Someone spilled the beans. Someone shared that information, revealed the secret. Who spilled the beans? Who spilled the beans? I didn't spill the beans. It wasn't me. That's what you could say. All right, everyone. So what was your score in the beginner level? Remember, it's out of 5. Did you get 5 out of 5? 0 out of 5? It does not matter what your score is, by the way. The whole purpose of this lesson is to help you learn and improve. So it does not matter if you got 0 out of 5. In fact, I'm always happy when students have a lower score because it means they're learning something new. If this is so easy for you, well, then maybe you're not learning anything. Okay, let's move on to the intermediate level. So this is more advanced because of the style of the quiz as well. So you have to choose the correct word to complete the idiom. Let's keep going. And we have some 5 out of 5s, 3 out of 5. Awesome job. Woohoo. Some 4 out of 5. That's awesome as well. I'm happy about all of these scores. And again, 0 out of 5. I'm happy with that because you're learning and improving. So let's keep going. Level intermediate. Okay. Question 6. He's in water after missing the deadline. Is it A, he's in deep water, B, he's in cold water, C, he's in hot water, or D, he's in soft water after missing the deadline? What is the correct word? And again, when you're answering, if you can put 6, A, B, C, D, if you identify the question number, because I don't know where people are on the quiz. Okay, I see some correct answers, and I see some incorrect answers as well. Some students think it's A. Some students think it's C. What is it? He's in hot water. He's in hot water. So you have to recognize the idiom as well. So remember, an idiom is a group of words. They must be used in the specific word order. You need to include all the words as well. And that group of words has one meaning. And it's an idiom because it's not literal. So it has nothing to do with water that is hot. So it has nothing to do with that. You can't understand the meaning of it by looking at the individual words. That's what makes it an idiom. So the idiom to be in hot water, this means, uh-oh, you're in trouble. And it's generally used when you do something wrong. So if you didn't submit something on time, uh-oh, you're going to be in hot water. And this applies in our relationships as well, our personal relationships. If you spilled the beans about the surprise party, you might be in hot water. Okay, question 7. She accidentally let the out of the bag about the surprise. Is it she accidentally let the cat out of the bag? B, the dog out of the bag? C, the rabbit out of the bag? Or D, the secret out of the bag? 7. Question 7. I see a lot of correct answers for this one. Some idioms are definitely more memorable because of the word choice that they use. You're right, Melina. It is A, let the cat out of the bag. Now, this is the same thing as spill the beans. She spilled the beans. She let the cat out of the bag. So she revealed a secret. And same with when you spill the beans, generally, it's not on purpose. It's usually just by accident. You forgot that the person didn't know about the surprise. So you say something like, "Oh, are you excited about Saturday?" And then they're like, "Saturday? Why? What's happening?" So it's usually by accident. Okay. Let's keep going, everyone. Question 8. The ball is in your now. Is the answer the ball is in your field? B, in your play? C, in your court? D, in your gym? What do you think? I see some different answers. What do you think? Some people think it's field. Some people think it's court. What's the correct answer? It is court. Court. The ball is in your court. So when you think of this idiom, think of tennis because you play tennis on a court. You don't play tennis on a field. So when you think of this idiom, the ball, picture in your mind a tennis ball, and that will help you remember court. So, what does this mean? The idiom is the ball is in one's court. So, the court is possessive. I could say to you, the ball is in Jenny's court. So, you can use someone's name, it would still be possessive. So, I would say Jenny's with that S. The ball is in Jenny's court. The ball is in her court. The ball is in our court. So don't forget that possessive when you're using the idiom. Now, this means it's that person's turn to decide or to take action. So the ball is in Jenny's court. That means Jenny has to take action. I sent her the contract. So now Jenny has to sign the contract. She has to decide if she wants to accept my services by signing the contract. The ball is in Jenny's court. All right, let's keep going. Question 9. We're finally on the page after our meeting. We're finally on the A, even page, B, similar page, C, same page, D, odd page. And Amber, you're very welcome. That's exactly why we're doing this, to help your English improve. Native speakers, we use idioms all the time. They're very commonly used in the business world. For whatever reason, idioms are extremely common in business English. So if you're in a meeting and your boss or someone says, well, the ball's in the client's court because we're not on the page, you know exactly what it means. Okay, Vivek thinks we're on the same page. What do you think? Do you guys agree? Or is it something else? You're right, Vivek. Great job. So the idiom is to be. We have the verb to be. We are. So that's the verb to be conjugated. To be on the same page. I think this. You think this, it's the same. So we think the same thing. So we have an agreement or understanding. All right, exactly, Omar. Finally, we're on the same page. We have a deal. I want the service to be $15,000. You are comfortable selling the product for $15,000. We're on the same page. Let's keep going. Question 10. This is our last question in the intermediate section. Then we're going to move on to advanced. Question 10. Our idea didn't work. So it's back to the A, whiteboard, B, painting board, C, blackboard, D, drawing board. What do you think? Okay. I see some correct answers in the comment section. What do we have here? Exactly. Said with confidence, Ballram. It's D, and you're right. So back to the drawing board. The drawing board. Now here, the verb that we used in the example sentence was the verb to be. It is back to the drawing board. You can use the verb be or you can use the verb go. So you might say, let's go back to the drawing board. This means you need to start again. Our idea didn't work, so let's start again. But we often use this when there's a failure. Okay. So let's say you're brainstorming something, and then as you're brainstorming, you're really excited about this idea, but then you realize it would just be way too expensive to create this product. And you say, no, we can't do that. We don't have the money for it. Well, let's go back to the drawing board. So let's start brainstorming again. Let's start thinking of new ideas because the one we just were considering, it won't work. It's a failure, basically. Okay. Let's keep going. Now that was the end of level intermediate. So share your score out of 5. Again, if you got 0 out of 5, that's great. If you got 5 out of 5, well, that's great too. Honestly, I see no difference in your scores if you get 0 or if you get 5. I think the fact that you're here, you're learning, you're improving, and if you do this test again, you're going to score a lot higher. And Ashna, that's awesome. Think of everything that you're learning. You just learned 4 new things. That's amazing. Celebrate that. Okay, Ahmed. Yes, because this was level intermediate. Now, honestly, I'm happy that the scores are lower because if you got 5 out of 5, well, then maybe the quiz isn't hard enough. Okay, let's go, Ward. You got this. Duct, yes, you're learning 3 new things. That's amazing. Okay, let's keep going. Melina, 5 out of 5. You love idioms. That's awesome. Idioms are very fun for sure. And not only just fun, like I said, they truly are commonly used. I would not teach you idioms if you're never going to use them in your daily life, and especially in a business context. Let's keep going. We're level advanced, but we're also going to super advanced, okay? So this isn't the hardest it's going to get. Welcome, you're just in time for level advanced. So you're going to complete the idiom. Now, the idioms are basically the same that you'll have in the beginner and the intermediate section, but it's the fact I'm not giving you any options. That's what makes it more advanced. Are you ready? Ooh, no options at all. Can you do it? 11. We had the midnight oil to finish the report before morning. I told you this was going to be difficult. And this is why I said if you get 19 out of 20, yeah, you're definitely fluent. But I'm also very excited if you only get 3 out of 20, because that tells me that you learned a lot from this lesson, and this lesson will help you and benefit you. Oh, look at my smart students. You got it, Louise, Azam. Wow. Camilla, gone. Yes. We had to burn. Okay. Awesome, everyone. Roger, just remember that in this case, with idioms, you have to use the exact correct word order. So burn is the verb. And because you have two, you want the base verb, which is burn. Burnt would be a different form of the verb. Okay. And to burn the midnight oil, I've underlined the full idiom, because idioms, you need the exact wording. So you can't say to burn a midnight oil, it has to be the. You can't say to burn the late night oil, it has to be midnight. And you can't say to burn the midnight gas, it has to be oil. So idioms require a very specific word choice. And this means to work late into the night. So I'm sure you've burned the midnight oil at one point of your life or another. Maybe when you were a student and you burned the midnight oil, you were studying late into the night before your exams, but you can do this with anything. Maybe just planning a surprise party. It doesn't have to be work in the sense of employment. It can be planning a surprise party for your friend, planning a vacation. It could be something like that as well. So work in a general sense, to work late into the night. And yes, you can use this for studying, but it's not just for studying. But yes, you can. Okay, question 12. He got feet and canceled the presentation at the last minute. He got what type of feet? And there are no options for you because we are level advanced. So this is why it's more advanced. And I see some creative answers in the comment section for sure. Now, hopefully you're also answering this before you look at the comment section, because sometimes the majority is wrong. So you don't want to always copy the majority. You want to think of what the answer is for yourself and then answer and then look at what other people say. But in this case, the majority is correct. It's cold. Now, I saw some students saying could. I'm not sure if this was just a spelling issue, but could is a modal verb. I wish I could help you. Cold feet is the idiom. Now, to get cold feet, you can also use the verb to have cold feet, but in this case, the verb choice was get, conjugated in the past simple. This is when you become too nervous to follow through with something. So if you follow through with something, it means you do what you said you're going to do. In this case, he said he was going to give a presentation. But then his fear of public speaking kicked in and he got cold feet. So he canceled the presentation. I'm sure his boss is not going to be happy about that. Okay. Question 13. She really the gun and sent the email too early. Now, in every question that I gave you, the explanation of the idiom was provided in the question as well. So just think of that, because what the idiom means is described with the specific word choice as well. I see some interesting ones here. Okay. I see a lot of students saying shot. Now, this again might be a spelling issue, but shut is another way of saying close. Close. Shut the window. Shut the door. Shut your mouth, which isn't a nice thing to say to someone. Now, shot is this. Because we have gun in the question here. So that would be shot. Okay. But I do see the correct answer as well. Julia got it. She really jumped the gun. And awesome job, Julia, because you also conjugated the idiom correctly. Because yes, the missing word is to jump the gun, but you have to complete the sentence and use grammatically correct speech. So you can't say she really jumped the gun. That's not the correct verb. For one, it's not the present simple. If it were the present simple, you would have to add an S because the subject is she. But this next part is and sent. That's the past simple, the email too early. So I also know that my verb to complete the idiom needs to be in the past simple. So to jump the gun is the idiom. And then you conjugate your verb jump. And this means to act too soon or before you're supposed to. So maybe, for example, on my screen, there's a button that I click that says go live when I start the lesson. Okay. But if the lesson starts at 8 o'clock, which it does for me, for my time zone, but then at 7:50, I accidentally press go live, or maybe I do it on purpose. That's an example of acting too soon because I'm not supposed to press the button until 8 o'clock. So I might say, I jumped the gun. And now no students are here because I started the class 10 minutes early. Let's keep going. Question 14. You just have to, the bullet, and ask your boss for a raise. Now, remember, you need the correct word, but you also need the correct grammar of that word. So don't just give the word, make sure you look at the word and think of the grammar required as well. And you can identify your answer with 14, just so I know what question you're on. Okay. You just have to, I see the correct answer. Horatio got it. You just have to bite the bullet. To bite the bullet is the idiom. In the past simple, it would be bit, bit. I bit the bullet and asked my boss for a raise. A raise is more money. I want to be paid more money for the same amount of work. Now, to bite the bullet means to do something unpleasant or difficult that you've been avoiding. So, of course, getting a raise is very pleasant. I want to make more money for the work I do. But what if my boss says no? What if I get fired if I ask for a raise? What if the conversation is really awkward and uncomfortable and then we don't have a good working relationship after? So that's why it's unpleasant or difficult. Okay, let's keep going. This is our last question in the advanced section, and then we're moving on to super advanced. In our department, she's the one who the shots. So remember, you need the specific word and you need to conjugate that word. You need to make sure it's correct in the grammar of the sentence. Because if this were a language exam, your answer would be incorrect if you don't use the correct grammar, even if the word choice is correct. Okay, I see the correct word, but not the correct grammar. I see the correct grammar and the correct word, and I see the incorrect word and the incorrect grammar. I see all options available. Okay, the correct word choice is, and the correct grammar is, are you ready? Calls. Okay, she's the one who calls the shots. So the idiom is to call the shots. Now, many students use or gave as a choice takes the shots. I saw that a lot. So that's the incorrect verb choice. It's to call the shots, to call the shots. Okay. And then you have to conjugate your verb because it's being conjugated with third person singular in the present simple, which is why we have this S. She's the one who calls the shots. Now, technically, although nobody gave this as an option, technically you could put it in the past simple because there's nothing in the grammar that suggests it couldn't be a completed past action. In our department, she's the one who called the shots. So you could, but nobody did that. And that's okay because this is what I gave as well. Who calls the shots? So to call the shots, this means that you're in control or you make important decisions. Either one. So it could be she calls the shots because she's the boss, or she calls the shots because she's the client and she's the one who signs the contract. So she's the one who makes the important decisions. So generally, it's because someone has the authority to do so. But in a household environment, you can think of that as well. You know, there are certain people in your group of your family or even your group of friends. There's that one person who usually calls the shots, who usually makes the decisions. Okay. Let's keep going. And we're doing level. Oh, no. You're going to share your score and then we're moving on. So, level advanced, we just completed it. Share your score. What did you get? And if you gave the right word, but you didn't give the right grammar, that doesn't count. you don't get that point. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. Ah, Tatiana, think of everything you learned. Yes, you're learning. That's awesome. Woohoo. I'm happy with this. Honestly, I wanted this quiz to be difficult. Horatio, show off. I'm just kidding. Great job. Melina, awesome job. Mirik, let's go. Let's go. Don't worry, guys. I'm happy about this. Great job, Santhi. Awesome. Yeah, woohoo. Wow, 2 out of 5. That's impressive. I'm impressed. This is a difficult quiz. Okay, let's keep going. Now we're going to super advanced. Exactly, backpack view. As we're going through this, my intention is not for you to score 5 out of 5. I don't care. Like I said, I'm certainly happy with 0 out of 5. My intention is to teach you idioms in a fun, enjoyable way. And by doing quizzes, you're more likely to remember the information than if I just said, this idiom, here's the definition, here's an example. So you're way more likely to remember it in this way. Okay. Let's keep going. Exactly. My mom is the one who calls the shots. The shots. So with idioms, you have to have exactly everything correct. Shots is always plural. The shots in our family. And it's usually the moms, right? Okay. So with level super advanced, you need to complete the full idiom, but I'm only giving you one word. And just like I explained to that student, you must use the exact correct word choice. So where is that? So this would be incorrect because this student said the shot, it's the shots. So you need to get everything correct. The grammar, the sentence structure, the articles, the prepositions, everything. Okay? This is why it's super advanced. Let's go. I can't believe he blamed me in front of the client just to save himself. Now, with each idiom, I'm giving you one keyword. This blank does not represent the length of the idiom. The missing word, or it could be one missing word, it could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 2, and you have to get all the words correct. Oh, this is super advanced. So, he threw, Question 16. Take your time. Take your time. Ah, I see some correct answers already. I see some parts of answers, but remember what I said. You need every correct word. So after you answer, look it over and ask yourself, did I get every word? Is my grammar correct? But I do see the correct answer, which I'm really happy about. Aurora got it. He threw me under the bus. He threw me under the bus. So you throw someone. Now, he threw me because I gave you the context. I can't believe he blamed me. He threw me under the bus. So if you said under a bus, not correct. If you said under the buses, not correct. Threw me over the bus, not correct. You need every word choice. But really well done. I see a lot of people got it correct. I'm impressed. He threw me under the bus. Yeah. Wow. Well done, everyone. Well done. Hidaki got it as well. He threw me under the bus. I'm so glad you think so, Lordu. I enjoy going live as well. And yes, not only difficult, this is super advanced. Don't worry if you don't even have any idea how to complete the idiom because I'm sharing the answer. We're learning together. He threw me under the bus. So the idiom is to throw someone under the bus. And this is when you betray someone, but you do it to protect yourself. Okay. So maybe your client threw you under the bus or your coworker threw you under the bus when your coworker told your boss that you didn't finish the project, even though both of you didn't finish the project. But this person threw you under the bus to protect themselves. Okay, let's keep going. How about this one? Question 17. She always stays late and helps others, even when she doesn't have to. So I gave you one word, but notice this word, extra, it's part of the idiom, but there are words before it and there are words after it to complete the idiom. She always extra. So you have to find those words before and after. So first of all, think about what is the idiom. So try to find the base idiom and then you can conjugate it or make sure that the sentence structure is correct. Okay. I see some correct answers. I see some answers that are very close as well. I see a correct answer, but the grammar is not correct. So the answer would not be correct on a language exam, even though the individual words do make up the idiom. Okay. Are you ready for the answer? Are you still thinking? She always, what's the verb? There's one word that comes before extra. She always, or two words actually, sorry. She always goes the extra mile. So your verb is go, and then you have to add es because it's she. She goes. Always is your keyword to let you know it's the present simple. She always goes. Now it's the extra. It can't be an extra or just goes extra. Goes the extra mile. Mile. Okay. Now, if someone goes the extra mile, it means that they make more effort than expected. I always try to go the extra mile with my students, with my YouTube channel. I reply to your comments. There's definitely no expectation that I would reply to comments, considering the number of comments there are, but I do because I go the extra mile. So that is an example. And I'm sure you go the extra mile and you can do this at work, but you can also do this in your home life with your family, with your friends as well. Okay. Yeah. And a lot of students got it correct. She always goes the extra mile. Well done. Let's keep going. No, you can't say extra miles. Good question. And this is the difficult thing about idioms is there is such a specific word choice. So like I said, if you used a or an because of extra, an instead of the, it would be incorrect. If you didn't use an article, it would be incorrect. If you said miles instead of mile, incorrect. So idioms are just so specific. She always goes the extra mile. The extra mile, singular. Let's keep going. Question 18. Our team needs to come up with a creative solution this time. Let's box. Okay, so think of creative. Our team needs to be creative. That's your keyword. And you have box, which is part of the idiom. Ah, oh, good job, everyone. And make sure you review it to make sure you have correct grammar because we have let's. So this tells you what sentence structure you need. Let's box. Okay. Ferdav, got it. Let's think outside the box. Awesome job. Let's think outside. Actually, I forgot the word box here. And you need the box. Let's think outside the box. Now, of I put in parentheses because it's optional. I don't use it with of, but when I listen to Youglish, where you can listen to native speakers, I do hear quite a few native speakers using of. So it's optional to add of, but if you don't use it now, just keep using it without. If you do use of now, well, then keep using it with of because both are correct. But I did have a typo because I forgot to add the. You need the box. Think outside box is not correct grammar. It sounds bad. Let's think outside the box. Outside of the box. The box. The box. Okay. Let's keep going. Question 19. We still haven't received a decision yet. Everything is air. What do you think? Any idea? So air is part of the idiom. And the idiom relates to we haven't received a decision. Everything is Everything is I see the correct answer. This one maybe is a little bit easier. I gave you the verb here, but you have to get the correct prepositions. All right. What do we have? IPEC got it. Up in the. Everything is up in the air. So to be, your verb is to be. Everything is up in the air. It means undecided or uncertain. So people might ask you about your plans, your vacation plans, and then you say, "Oh, right now everything is up in the air. We don't have the dates, we don't have the location, we don't have any activities. Everything is up in the air." Okay. So just think undecided, or uncertain. And your final question, question 20. Nobody wanted to bring up the obvious issue during the meeting. Everyone ignored room. All right, we have room as part of the idiom. Nobody wanted to bring up the obvious issue. Obvious issue. Everyone ignored. So I made sure that you would understand the idiom based on what I gave you in the question or part of the answer as well. Who knows it? I see a lot of people getting. Here's a hint for you. It has to do with an elephant, which most of the students got, which is awesome. I'm not going to use the word elephant because that one's pretty obvious. Everyone ignored the elephant in the room. So you have to say the elephant in the room, the room. Now, the elephant represents the obvious problem because if there's an elephant in the room, you're going to notice it. An elephant is obvious. So it's like just pretending it's not there. So that's what a lot of people do with problems or issues. They ignore them. So the elephant in the room represents the problem, the issue, the challenge, whatever it is. But great job. A lot of people knew that one. The elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. Hello, Brazil. Of course, I would love to say hello to Brazil. Sending you all my love. And that's it. That's the end of our quiz. So first, share your score for the super advanced section. We had 5 questions. So what was your score out of 5? You can put your answer there. And then also, what is your score out of 20? And this is why I said if you get 19 out of 20, your English is definitely fluent because this was difficult. It started pretty easy and then it got more and more and more and more and more difficult. All right. Wow, Melina, congratulations. That is amazing. Great job. Great job. Naily, no worries at all. Think of everything you learned, but Naily, don't try to learn all 20 at once. That's a lot. Just choose, maybe start with the beginner section. There's 5. You can focus on those today, tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever you feel confident. Go to the intermediate, go to the advanced, go to the super advanced. And this video will be available to watch again and again. So just review it on my channel. And that's the whole point for everyone. You're learning, you're improving. I want it. Woohoo! Exactly. Don't worry about it. Idioms are hard. This quiz was hard. Awesome job, Horatio. Well done. Oh, Hidaki, same thing. Woohoo. That's really impressive. Well done, Mammy. Yeah, Mirek, great job. So this could also help you decide what you need to focus on. So if it was easy for you, maybe at the beginning section where you had to choose the option, that tells you that you need to do more work on recalling information where you just see a word and you have to think about the grammar because that's always way more challenging. Yeah, woohoo! You're here to learn and improve. We're in this together. Tatiana, well done. Maybe the 10 was at the beginning intermediate section. The advanced and super advanced, they were named that way for a reason. Okay, well done, everyone. Well done. 17. Well done. That's very impressive. Great job. Great job. Woohoo. I'm glad I made this a challenge for you. It's fun to be challenged. And that's exactly what happened today. So review this lesson again and again. It's available on my channel all the time. You can just watch the replay anytime you want. And that's it. So I do have this parting gift for you. Congratulations. Whether you got 0, 15, 20, it does not matter. I have this free speaking guide where I share 6 tips on how to speak English fluently and confidently. You can download it from my website right there. And these are all the idioms. So if you want to take a screenshot of this and maybe you can circle the ones that you need to review. But remember, this is also available on the replay. So you can just decide which ones you want to focus on, which ones were tricky for you. Quiz each other, quiz your friends, quiz yourself as well. All right. And comment yes, yes, yes. As always, if you liked this quiz, even though it was difficult, I hope it was fun and enjoyable. And make sure you like this lesson and also subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see all of you in my next lesson. Bye.